Hi guys, I'm Member. Thank you so much for being here. So today I'm here with the pick a card for you. And the prompt is, this message was meant to find you. We have 3 piles. The first pile is the Hunter. The second pile is the Mystic. And the third pile is the Unseen. So take your time. The links will be in the description box below. And I will give you a few more seconds and then we'll get started. Hi, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So today I'm here with a pick a card, and the message is, this message was meant to find you. And you picked the Hunter card. We also have the Sleeper card with cause and effect and clarity, the Peacock's tail, the Sun. Then we have the Botanist, parenthood and legacy. We have coming apart, 46, 6 mountain, and 29 coming to life. Okay, so I first did your reading and I had to restart the whole thing because I felt like I was getting one perspective. And I felt like I needed to redo it because I was like, okay, I feel like I'm not getting to the point. And I feel like that was kind of showing me, Spirit was trying to show me that like you're moving from one perspective to multiple perspectives. Now, you're hunting something. And for the first time I was like, okay, what are they hunting? And it was the truth. But then I got this card for what you're hunting. And also, look at this. Do you see it? It's like the Peacock's tail with the multicolors is like literally almost exactly the way the Hunter card looks to its side. Which to me, that means that whatever you're hunting, it's like you're hunting multiple perspectives on something. And also, whatever you've been through, that's my kitty. Whatever you've been through, you had to come, I feel like the mountain that you were climbing, which was very, very difficult. Like, I feel like you've been through an ego death, or I'm hearing disillusionment, a breaking down of your ego in some way. Climbing this mountain that you climbed was about like coming apart. I'm seeing Spirit like, and you, because this is something you did. This is something you did with your healing, is what I'm hearing. You took apart different parts of yourself or different parts of your life in some way, and you gained like multiple different perspectives on your life in general and where you're going. Gaining these multiple perspectives, I'm hearing, was really hard won. It took a lot of, I'm hearing, tenacity, resilience, and strength to get to this point where you are feeling like you finally have the answer. Like you have clarity, truth, but that did not come easy, okay? Like it was the most grueling process. Like what I'm seeing is it could have taken years for some of you to get to this point. And if you're not feeling this fire horse energy of 2026, Spirit is saying that this is where you're going. You are moving through something really big. So if you're feeling down and out right now or having a difficult time, Spirit is saying that is ending. You're getting to the last leg of the journey. But you had to gain it through so much resilience. Like because it's like if you would have given up on yourself, on fighting for yourself in some way, you wouldn't be getting to this point of where you are now. It took a lot of trial and error, because I have the cause and effect with clarity here. It took a lot of trial and error. Sorry, that's my cat. She's just going crazy, which I think is interesting because I feel like the energy is really interesting right now. It's like all over the place. But I do see that you had to, it's almost like oh my gosh, what I'm seeing is like it's just like your energy, right? Like little parts of your energy in one ball. And I'm seeing it like explode and like go all the way out into the ethers and come all the way back in to, I'm hearing consolidate. I don't know if that's making sense to any of you. I hope it is. It's getting really dark in here too. It was pretty bright. It's bright on my camera, but like it's gotten darker in here too. You had to transverse through the darkness. You see how like dark this Hunter card kind of looks? And then even this cause and effect. It's not totally dark, but it's giving me the sense of like when you first started the journey, you could have been in a lot of black and white thinking. And what this process has been about getting out of black and white thinking and getting into multicolored thinking, which is like really gaining multiple perspectives, finding better perspectives on maybe yourself, on your life, on where you're going. I think you had to do a lot of difficult healing work to get to the point where you're now able to kind of consolidate all your energy and move in one direction. You could have felt like you had multiple paths, or even just you were at a crossroads. Some of you could feel like you're at a crossroads right now. And Spirit is saying, some of you have to let go of something that's holding you back from being in this energy. But I do feel like a lot of you have, oh my gosh, Kitty. I feel like a lot of you have already gotten to this point, or we wouldn't be seeing it in the energy, right? I feel like the sun here, like I feel like you had to get through the moon. Like you had to get through, you had to shine light on the moon. So to me, this means you had to go into your subconscious in some way. And I'm hearing dig deep for like, I'm seeing all this conditioning, okay? You could have had a lot of conditioning put on you when you were a kid, or even in past lives, because there is a past life feeling here, but not as much as a like childhood or even just a young adulthood. It seems to me that there was a lot of conditioning put on you. And this process of what you've been moving through and how you've been moving through it has been about really like breaking that conditioning down. And that does not come easy. That comes through, I'm trying to give an example. I'm like, I really want to go with an example of a cake. And I was like feeling like you were trying to figure out all the recipes for the cake and you didn't have all the ingredients for the cake, and you didn't have all the ingredients, but that's not exactly what I mean at all. I don't know why that came through. Sorry, that's not what I mean. Okay, so because I was thinking about that before your reading, like I feel like you didn't have all the ingredients for like making a pie, and like you had to figure out how to generate or find a different ingredient to get to the point where you can make a pie in the way you want. Okay, that was coming through earlier. But what I'm talking about is conditioning. So an example of this would be like, okay, how do I, maybe you were conditioned to people please, okay? Now, the way that you break that conditioning is that when you feel like people pleasing, you do the opposite, or you don't engage in people pleasing, or you say no. This is like, so to do that, you have to battle the fear. You have to battle the conditioning that was put on you when you were a kid. You have to find it within you to be okay with whatever happens when you don't people please, like, right? But this feels so much deeper than people pleasing to me. This feels like a pattern that was so deeply ingrained in you in some way that, wow. Yeah. Like a pattern that was so deeply ingrained in you that you never really saw or felt like you could get out of it, or felt like you could beat it. It's really reminded me of like addiction vibes, but like not that you guys have an addiction. Some of you might. This might be about an addiction, but it does kind of feel like that. Or it could have been a toxic relationship for some of you. I mean, it just depends on, it's going to be different for all of you. But the fight, again, that it takes to like beat an addiction, right? That's like a conditioned response. You've conditioned yourself into finding soothing, right? For pain. And then so what you have to do is you have to like, beat the cravings, and you have to, get resources, and you have to believe in yourself, and you have to not give up, right? And that's the feeling of this that I'm getting. Some of you were seeking a truth in some way, and you could have felt like you were bumping up against a wall every single time you were trying to get to the truth. And I feel like that wall was your own perception of things. Like, how do I explain this? It's like seeing, you really wanted the truth of something externally, but you realized the truth was something that you found internally. If that makes sense in any way. I hope it makes sense for you guys. I feel it's interesting because I feel like this energy is super beautiful. I just think that it's very hard won. And I think Spirit wants to explain to you that you've come so much farther than you think you have, because that message kept coming through too. And I feel like some of you need to make a decision, and you're afraid of the ripple effect, because I saw a drop of water dropping into a pond, and it like all the ripple effects of that. And I got a ripple in time as well as a ripple in the water. And then I got ripple effect on what decision needs to be made. And I heard making waves. So some of you I feel like some of you may be dealing with a person, and you have to make a decision, or make a decision in some way in your life to release something. And this person may not be happy about that, or release a job, or release, again, I feel like this is multiple ways of thinking that you've already been releasing, but I do feel like some of you may have had to make really hard decisions on what you're going to allow in your life, what you're going to invest in, because cause and effect, right, is about you're doing something and then it causes an effect, right? And I feel like you've had to really learn about, I just feel like it's really complicated, whatever you had to learn about. I feel like it has to do with other people or relationships in general. Some of you may have had to look at why you accepted bad behavior, or why you people pleased, or why you're giving so much, and where you're investing your time. I feel like that is probably the most important thing. You're shifting where you're investing your time and your effort. And this Hunter card, it's really reminding me of like you're going after something you really want. And I did get, in the first round, before I redid a reading, I got self-expression and strength. And you may be learning a new way to express yourself. You may be feeling more confident in yourself to express certain truths to people. And I do feel like it's not that it got easier to do this. I mean, it did. It's not like externally it got easier to do this. It's just internally you created safety in some way, because you came apart, climbed the mountain, you're coming back together, and I feel like this was like a self-worth, self-confidence type of deal. Like somehow this tied into you having more confidence for yourself. But again, I just want to keep going back to, it feels really hard won. Like this feels so difficult to achieve, to move through. And I feel like you've done such a good job. And I feel like some of you may not be feeling like you've done a good job. And that's because you might be in the middle of this kind of trying to figure yourself out, trying to figure out how to invest in better places, trying to figure out what's poisoning you and what's making you feel good and what makes you feel alive. And how do you not accept poison? I mean, it really does kind of feel like you're expelling poison from your life. And again, this feels internal too, like internal conditioning that made you feel like bad about yourself, that made you feel not good enough, that made you feel like you can't make it, that made you feel like, you know, you're going to fail at everything you do, or that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. This is also giving me like some of you may be having a change in career or a change in a relationship, like changing relationships, changing careers. I'm getting like a really want for fresh energy, and I really want to create fresh energy and to really come with like purity in some way. Okay, I'm going to, there's the Hermit. I'm going to show you here, even though I can show you here. We have the Hermit, and we also have the Eight of Pentacles. You've been working really hard. And the Hermit is about enlightenment. It's about, see this lantern right here? So this lantern, it's like looking within. It's funny because he's actually looking in the forest in this one, and I never really noticed that. It's generally about looking within yourself in some way. And what I'm seeing, okay, so you see all these little branches, I'm seeing that like is within you, like all the conditioning that you had to kind of sort through. Like I'm seeing a squirrel too. So I'm seeing these lines as like one line is a conditioning, one line's a conditioning, and you really had to like sort through, sort through all of the crap, like again, it like feels like poison, like conditioning, like stuff that like was told to you that you were like not good enough, or that you don't work hard, or that you're not disciplined, or that you're lazy, or that like you fail, or that like you have so much potential but you're never going to get there, like that. It's like giving me that kind of feeling. And this is also like confronting the negative beliefs you have inside you, and like being like, hey, I'm not gonna believe that anymore. That doesn't fit me. It really never fit me in the first place, right? So like you're really like sorting through a lot of conditioning and a lot of pain is what I'm hearing Spirit say. And also you're doing this with a lot of hard work. Eight of Pentacles is traditionally a card of putting extreme hard work into. Some of you may be feeling really exhausted. Spirit is saying that it's okay to take a break. Yeah, this is about your long-term, your 10 of Pentacles, your long-term wealth. And also we got the legacy card, which is the botanist, parenthood and legacy. So like you're changing your legacy to be one that's more healed. This is really reminding me of also like breaking down generational trauma, generational curses kind of feeling as well. Like some of you had to really go in and break your own foundation down because it wasn't set upon something that could grow you. And some of you could have been in a relationship that really had you notice like how your conditioning was getting in the way of you either leaving the person or you speaking up for yourself or you accepting bad behavior. That's not for all of you. And some of you could have been a job. And you guys are still collecting information about this. I'm like, I feel like I have to yawn, but I didn't yawn. Yeah, okay, so I'm seeing the Emperor too. Aries energy is coming out. Okay, is there anything else that you want me to... Okay, Spirit is saying you're doing such a good job. Keep going on the path you are going. If you feel like you're on the wrong path, you have all the multiple perspectives. It's like I'm seeing that these are all the same path, but it's like, okay, what I'm seeing is like you're standing here and you're like, okay, well, which way do I go? But really, this whole thing, where you're going is actually opening you up to... It's weird. I'm getting like this feeling of like multiple paths on one path. Like one path is going to lead to multiple paths that are all right for you. And I don't feel like you're on the wrong path. And so some of you may feel like you're making the wrong decisions. But again, that comes back to cause and effect. Every single time you can make a decision that's investing in the things that make you feel alive, that make you feel like you're on the right path, that is always going to be the right answer. And it doesn't have to be a one big, huge decision. Some of you, it may be a one big, huge decision. But for others of you, it may just be making small, consistent action on decisions, which I feel like Spirit's saying that's the right way to do it. It's like making small, consistent actions of cause and effect and investing in the things that make you feel like you're on the right path. And you know what you want your legacy to be. You know what you want your 10 of Pentacles to be. You know what long-term wealth and safety and stability feels like. You may have, again, that's something that you've had to work towards. That's not something that you were just given. I feel like some of you could have had a very unstable home life when you were kids, or unstable relationships in some way, and you really had to break down all of that to get to where you are right now. And it's a huge feat, and Spirit is so proud of you, genuinely. Yeah, you had to work through the past. There's 6 of Cups. Then we have the Lovers. What is this? Hold on, what is this? What is this? 5 of Pentacles, yeah. Some of you could have been accepting love relationships that made you feel left out in the cold in the past, or even currently because of your past, but that's something that you're breaking down. You're breaking down, okay, why do I feel left out in the cold in my relationships? Maybe some of you are picking relationships that were emotionally unavailable, or maybe you're not having relationships in some way because you're afraid of being left out in the cold, right? And that's what you're breaking down. You're breaking down why you feel left out in the cold. Wow, I see a tower on the bottom of the deck. Some of you, and heartbreak. Yeah, you're working through some deep pain right now, and commitment, on what commitment means. We have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy. I'm seeing the tower break apart this 5 of Pentacles and this 3 of Swords. You're re-looking at what commitment means to you. You are such a committed person. Like, I'm telling you right now, I am feeling such a commitment energy from you. You're loyal, you're strong, you show up, you're consistent in your relationships. Specifically, I'm getting for your relationships. You are always someone that someone can come to. You're always available. You're always trying to do the right thing. You're trying to seek the truth. You're trying to go the right way. Like, you are very aligned, just in general, okay? But there was some things that had to be broken down. And it was this mindset of like, okay, I'm not good enough, or I'm failing, or I'm not going to make it. You've broken down that mindset with a tower. And you really are breaking down some deep pain. And it could be seriously, for some of you, it could be tied to a current relationship where you feel like you're left out in the cold. You're not getting what you need. And you're like, dude, I'm such a committed person. Like, Taurus energy is so stable and so loyal when it's in its light form, right? And it's upright, so it's in its light form. And I also feel like Spirit is really guiding you here. Like, you are very connected to Spirit in some way. Some of you may not feel like you're connected to Spirit, but that's not true. You've had to work through a lot of confusion, and you've had to figure out what your boundaries are. And I feel like you're still in the middle of doing this. So oh, there's the sun again. You got the sun twice, dude. That's crazy. That's really beautiful. And then I was talking about the sun and the moon, and then we have the moon right there. Was I talking about the sun and the moon in this one? I'm like getting up. I gotta move my cards. Okay, I really want to get advice, and Spirit was saying that this was the right advice, but I feel like these cards are so massive. Sorry, guys. I'm coming. Okay. So you're breaking down what was under the moon. You're seeing things clearly. You're seeing the sun. It's actually really beautiful. And you've had to really break through some confusion. Some of you may still be feeling this, and this is what the Tower is meant to help you with. It's like some of you may be feeling, okay, so Spirit wants to say, if you're hanging out with a certain person and you're starting to feel super drained, this is about taking data, okay, and observing and really being aware and like trying to make sure that you are observing and as much as you can be in an observer perspective. But if you're putting energy into things that are making you feel drained, tired, exhausted, making you doubt yourself in some way in your life, Spirit is saying that the Tower is meant to come and break that up and to just let it fall. Let it fall. You just let it fall. Like this is also a lesson in surrendering that I feel like you're having to move through. And surrendering is so hard. Okay, so let's see what the advice is. We got crystal clear. An inner sun. Do we have sun 3 times? You guys, I've never had the sun card that many times in a reading ever. Okay. You're seeing something so clearly. And if you don't feel like you have clarity, this is coming in for you. Spirit is saying it's coming in for you. You don't have to try so hard. You're already putting so much effort in. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the Hunter card. We have Parenthood, Legacy. We have the Mountain card. You have put in enough energy. You don't have to keep putting in energy into anything that doesn't make you feel aligned. And this is about you learning what is aligned and what isn't aligned for you. And you've been doing such a good job. Spirit is so proud of you. And to keep believing in yourself, okay? Keep believing in yourself. You're on the right path. You have this. Spirit has your back. I know it's been really hard. I know it's been really difficult. This year is going to be so much different for you. Hold on to hope. Hold on to belief in yourself. You have the sun 3 times. You're not seeing things foggy. You're seeing things very clearly. So don't doubt yourself. You've got this. You're on the right path. Okay, guys. I think that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys next time. Hi, Pal2. Welcome to your reading. So today I'm doing a pick a card on This Message Was Meant to Find You, and you pulled the Mystic. I also have Oil of Vitriol, the King, Control, Reversal of Fortune. We have Stormfields with 9, 41, Unexpected Visitors, 7, Into the Unknown. We also have Raven's Head over here and the Chiromancer, Delivering News and Collaboration. So when I was first looking at this, I was like, what is going on? Because this card and this card feel like 2 different energies to me. So, but they're like very, do you see how like they look very similar? Like you have the lion eating the sun, but you have the raven eating the pearl, but like the lion's trying to get to the sun and the pearl is like already in the raven's mouth. I am getting that these are 2 different energies. So this is like for whoever I'm channeling for, you most likely are dealing with another person. And that is kind of what this message will be about, which I was surprised. I was not expecting to have like another person come in. But, you know, that makes sense. Okay, so I feel like you are a person that is very spiritual. We're just going to go into who you are. You're a person that's very spiritual, very mystical. You see beyond the veil. You have an ability to read energies. You have an ability to find the higher perspective. You like to collaborate. You are very collaborative. You always try to be there for people. You're always trying to make things work. You're always trying to find the higher meaning. You're trying to be a team player is what I'm getting. And you could be dealing with someone that is, we have the King here, which is control, reversal of fortune. This person may be kind of controlling is what I'm getting. I also feel like this person can be angry or people. It could be people, could be a different aspect of you, but I am not getting that. I just am not. This person may feel like they want to control the situation. This could be an aspect of you too, but again, I'm not getting that as much. I really am not. This person may have a few words that they want to say to you. I mean, look at the lion. It looks pissed, right? It looks like it's screaming like, you know what I mean? And this was really reminding me of the Tower. And this was really reminding me of the Wheel of Fortune. For some reason, I just kept seeing the Tower here and the Wheel of Fortune here. Now, if I was just to take those 2 energies, the Tower is about breaking down structures that don't belong. This person could have helped you break down structures in you that don't belong. And the Wheel of Fortune is all about change. It's about the grander scheme of things, divine timing. And I feel like if I was reading the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune together, that would indicate to me that you're going through a very, very huge time. Both of these cards, this card talks about the only thing you can expect is constant change. This is also about change as well. So whatever this relationship or the situation has caused you to change so much, at such a level that I'm like, I can't even explain to you how much this may have caused you to change. And it may have caused you to feel quite hopeless. For some of you, this relationship, this situation, this family situation could have caused you to feel very helpless and not really know what to do next. I was getting like a feeling of a 7 of Cups, which is like just confusion. Like, what is going on here? Why is this not working? Like, why is this causing so much pain, right? Some of you are dealing with someone that brought up a lot of childhood trauma in you, or that brought up a defense mechanism, or that brought up anything that happened to you when you were younger or when you were a younger adult is what I'm getting. And it was meant for your healing, okay? And the most overall message that's meant to find you is that this has been a catalyst. This person, whatever this is, was such a catalyst for you that it's causing you to really break yourself down in some way. And it's not been a nice way. Like, this has been a initiation through fire is what I'm getting. It's been very painful. This has probably brought up a lot of stuff within you. Now, it's been brought up within you to help you heal, but that doesn't mean it was easy. And I think that there's just such a frustration and a pain and why didn't this work? Why isn't this working? This could be a past relationship, but I am getting that could be a caregiver from the past, like from when you were a kid, but I do get that there's a current situation, could be a romantic relationship, could be even with that same parent. It could be a social situation, a job, right? Whatever it is. I do feel like a lot of you are still dealing with this person in some way, but I am getting this pulling back that you've been doing slowly over time. I am getting this person and you felt probably very magnetized towards each other if it's a romantic relationship. I'm getting double confirmation of that. You guys, I feel like you're magnets, but then once you got close to each other, you kind of repelled each other in some way, because I feel like there was so much, I'm seeing a grinding happen between you and them. Like, there's something about your relationship and how it caused you both to kind of come up on certain triggers within each other to then look at your own selves and heal. But I don't necessarily feel like this person may be getting that. You may have see how it's different. See how the lion's trying to get to the sun and you already have the pearl. I'm getting that this situation has really made you dig within yourself and confront things within yourself and face things within yourself that you have not been able to face previously to this relationship or the situation. You have gained something through this situation. You have gained mastery, I'm hearing. You've gained, I'm just hearing pain. And you probably did gain some pain in the situation. I'm not lying. There is pain here that I'm feeling, but it feels old too. So you may have, it just is bringing up old pain to release, to transmute, but you have done the work here. Okay. I don't know if this person necessarily has done the work. So then they're still seeking the sun. I just see this seeking and seeking and seeking, to try to get the sun, to try to achieve, to try to determine, to, control is kind of what I'm getting. And I get that this person may have seen something within you that was pearl-like, right? You're the mystic. And I'm seeing this as the same thing as this for some reason. I'm seeing that they're connected. You had something before this relationship that made you really big. That made you mystical, mysterious, exciting, magnetizing, right? And that person saw this, right? And was attracted to it, right? And I'm getting that this is what sucks, okay? So if this person hasn't done the work, which I'm not really getting that they have, or it wouldn't be coming out like this, right? This is just vitriol, this acidity, this resentment, and also this controlling kind of energy. I wouldn't be getting that if they had done some of the work. I'm not saying they don't do the work, but I'm just saying that I'm not getting that. But this person, I feel like, is still seeking your pearl. Like, it's not, I don't know if you're still dealing with this person and they're trying to come in, or they're trying to, and we've got unexpected visitors. Some of you may have ended this with this person already, and they are continually trying to break down your boundaries or break down your door, is what I'm seeing. Because we are getting unexpected visitors. With see this person's heads popping in, but we also have storm fields. I'm getting that some of you, when you're around this person, you start to doubt yourself. You start to feel bad about yourself. You start to have old coping mechanisms coming up. Maybe you're having to numb more. Maybe you're having to avoid more. You may be feeling confused more when you're around this person. We have into the unknown. I just get this storm that's been brewing. Some of you may be coming up to a decision point to cut this person off completely. Some of you haven't done this. Some of you are doing this and are in the process of doing this. But it's like a catalyst. Like, it's been like such a lesson for you to move through, to really deal with this, with what they brought up in you. And maybe it's, I was feeling when I first started this reading, I'm like, I need to let go of control. I need to let go. There is a surrendering here that's happening for you. If you're feeling like you're still in the thick of this, it's okay. Spirit is saying that, like, you have the pearl, you have everything that you need. You're still in the thick of it. You're still dealing with it. This is not easy. This is such a big energy right here. This is such a painful thing to move through. If you're having to release a person, it's extremely painful. If you're having to release a job that you've been really, I'm hearing conditioned, but connected to, that can be really difficult. I'm seeing the 10 of Pentacles breaking down. Some of you, this could have been a very stable, not very stable, but like a 10 of Pentacles kind of relationship. So it's like something you've had long term. This could be a marriage for some of you. This could be something that you've done for a long period of time, that you've put a lot of energy, a lot of consistency into. You've tried to do your best to collaborate with this person. I just don't get that they have done a very good job of collaborating with you. I'm getting more selfish energy is what I'm hearing or seeing, even feeling. Okay, I did see the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune, so we'll see if it comes up. Look. Ace of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. This was really teaching you about how to love yourself. This was really teaching you about how to put yourself first. And I just get that some of you are still really dealing with this. And so, like, it's hard to see what's, like, how you're going to fare in the situation. But Spirit is saying that they have your back. You have Spirit's side. I'm seeing justice now. I'm seeing justice, like, in my head. There's a rebalancing happening right now. A lot of you are trying to figure out how to give this person the news that you're leaving them, or that you're leaving them behind, because it says delivering news. But some of you might be afraid because, like, look at this lion. Like, if you give that lion, like, hey, I'm not going to let you access my energy anymore, look what happens. Like, I feel like some of you may be like, okay, do I deliver this news to this person? Do I just let it go? Do I, like, slowly back out? I feel like small, consistent action in untangling yourself is going to be helpful. Should they deliver the news? I mean, obviously, but, like, how? Okay, let's see what else is going on. We got 9 of Pentacles, the Moon, 3 of Swords. Yeah, for some of you, this could have been a person hiding stuff from you. Oh my gosh, it's totally off. Sorry, guys. This person really made you question your worth, but it also helped you get connected to what was under the moon. Now, the moon is your subconscious, and it's everything that's hidden, everything that's intuitive, everything that's buried, okay? Things that you have a hard time seeing. This person connected you to what the pain was and why you didn't feel worth about yourself. This was really about teaching you about your own self-worth. Like, you really it's like I'm seeing a grinding again. Like, this person almost like put you through some maybe shitty situations that caused you to have to look at yourself, look at why you were in the situation, question why you didn't feel good enough in some way, and why. Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. I feel like you're so frustrated. I feel like some of you are so frustrated with this situation. Like, what the F? I'm kind of getting that feeling right now. It's been painful, okay? The Moon and the 3 of Swords is like deeply buried pain that you may have not been seeing, and it really had to do with your self-worth in some way, because the 9 of Pentacles is all about your worth. It's about long-term stability within oneself, trusting in yourself, believing in yourself, putting actual energy into yourself, like backing yourself in some way, like investing in yourself. And you really have been on the longest journey of discovering who you actually are through the situation and realizing that maybe whatever this person was putting on you wasn't you, and the conditioning that was put on you when you were a child wasn't you either. And this was really about like breaking that down, really breaking it down for you. We got the King of Pentacles. This person may have helped you realize your stability in yourself, helped you find stability in yourself, maybe even for some of you, helped you find your purpose in some way, or helped you get you reconnected to your purpose. And I'm not talking about in a nice way. We can have people that come in and help us feel alive and encouraged to be alive, like be ourselves and be in our power. And then we have some people that come into our lives that really make us question our power, make us doubt ourselves, make us confused, make us feel like we're not good enough, right? And I feel like through the situation, you've really had to dig deep and to figure out like, okay, why am I accepting bad behavior? How do I move through this in a way that's going to make me feel safe and stable? And you may have had to really get into inner child healing for some of you, I'm hearing. Even spiritual energetic healing. Some of you may be doing reiki is what I'm hearing as well. Yeah, this is about protecting yourself too. Learning about how to protect yourself. Learning about how to set boundaries and stick to boundaries. This person may have no regard for your boundaries. Like literally does not care. Like will crash through them if they can. And I think that this is really hard for you because you may have a soft spot for this person is what I'm hearing Spirit say. And this was really about defending your peace and learning about like, okay, what it feels like when you're in peace and what it feels like when you're in turmoil. And I feel like a lot of you have been in turmoil over this relationship or situation for a long time. And I feel like that's clearing up now. I really want to get into, okay, what is going to happen next? Where are they going, Spirit guides? Can you show me where they're going with this? I feel like you need some encouragement. Yep, death. It's ending. I feel like some of you are calling a end to this. I really am feeling that now. So I just saw a truck moving by and I got really attracted to it. And it was, I don't know why I'm saying it's a white truck. Maybe that has to do, for some reason, that's confirmation for some of you. But there's a traveling that's happening. I'm seeing Six of Swords now. Some of you are moving away from this relationship. I feel like a lot of you are actually moving away from this relationship in some way. You're moving past this. You've done enough healing now that you're like, okay, yep. Resting right now is going to be the most important thing. I'm seeing Six of Cups. We have the Four of Swords. You're resting. Resting will help you get connected to yourself and quiet the noise down. Being around this person may be causing a lot of noise in your head. I'm seeing the Devil. Yeah, Capricorn energy is coming out. We have Scorpio as well here. Okay, anything else? Some of you are ending this. Spirit is saying it's guided to be ended. If you're feeling called to end it, there's the Five of Cups. Here's the thing. It can be really hard to end relationships because of the sadness. And I feel like some of you are getting connected to the sadness, have been getting connected to your grief in some way, feeling your grief, feeling the grief of the past so you can let this go. Because I feel like that's what all of this has also been about, was feeling the grief so that you can really release this and move forward. You are releasing this, okay? You are. It's just a very long, drawn-out process. And it was meant to be like that for a reason. Spirit's saying it was supposed to be a long, drawn-out process so that you had time to... I'm seeing a super big clearing of your energy in like from the past. Some of you could have had very traumatic childhoods or a lot of trauma and been through a lot of hardships. And I'm seeing that you had to really go through something difficult to get connected to that, to kind of release the past so that you can move forward. And this was about doing that. And you are doing that. And Spirit's saying you're the Raven's head. You have the pearl in your mouth. This has been really painful. This has been such a burden for you guys. I'm seeing Seven of Cups and 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is like, I'm up to my ears and like overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. This is too much. I'm too drained. I'm seeing some of you like abruptly cut this off. And for others of you, I'm seeing you slowly cut it off, depending on where you're at in your situation. But you are doing that. And Spirit is saying it's guided to do that. And you will feel so much better on the other side of this. And I think Spirit is also wanting me to tell you that too. Like you're going to feel so much better on the other side of this. Okay, advice. Can I get the advice? Fibonacci. I can't remember what this card means, you guys, but I'm seeing, I don't have the book with me. this, I don't know why this looks like a heart to me. Okay, I need more advice because, yeah, it is a heart. And there's hands on the bottom. This is meant to open your heart. This was meant to open your heart in a really big way and to kind of let the cobwebs out. I'm seeing the spider web and you're like releasing all the cobwebs that were stuck in blockages in your heart. And you're also now, once you release that, you're going to be able to create from that space. I'm seeing them as like a spider trying to get in your web. Oh, I dropped that. Great. We have Space-Time Weaver. Wow. I just was talking about you creating a new web. Space-Time Weaver. That's really crazy. Look at the blue in that card. That's gorgeous. It's really turquoise on my end, but it doesn't look as turquoise on the camera. You're creating a new web. You are weaving a new, I'm hearing a timeline. You're weaving a new timeline for yourself. It's just, you're releasing a timeline and now you're weaving a new one. It's just taken so much time. I just want to it's taken so much time and so much pain. Again, I'm hearing again, initiation through fire. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, advice, spirit guides. Whoop, compassion. Yeah, have compassion for yourself. I'm seeing peacock's tail. Some of you could be drawn to pile 1. If you feel called to pile 1, go watch it. If not, no big deal. You're moving through, I'm also seeing clock time gateway. You're moving through a very, very difficult period and you're coming out on the other side. Spirit's saying have compassion for this process because you've been going through a very difficult time. This has been hard one. You're moving through it. You're way more ahead of yourself than you think. You're closing out something very difficult. You're entering into something where you can really, truly create now with a open, cleared energy, heart space, past. You've cleared some serious wreckage of your past through the situation. Now it's just like the last leg. You're on the last leg. You're just have compassion because you're way farther than you think you are. You're doing such a good job, how to. I am genuinely so proud of you. And I know that this has been so difficult. And so just give yourself a break. Seriously. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I think that's all I have for you. And I'll see you guys next time. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So today I am doing a pick a card on what message is meant to find you, and you picked the Unseen card. We also have Earth's Heart. We have the Priest, Perseverance and Faith. We have the Blue Temple. We have the Muse, which is Generosity and Naivety. We have 48, Wishing Well, 31, Dry Desert, and 54, Encouragement. So, okay. I feel like this pile is very, very spiritual. I do feel like this could be a second awakening for some of you, or a third awakening for some of you, or a first awakening for some of you. So it just depends on where you're at. For this card, I was seeing this as like this is like about expansiveness and imagination and really getting connected to spirituality. And this was reminding me of like the heavens. And then also this card was reminding me of like the core of the earth. You could be connecting with, I'm hearing multiple dimensions. And we also have the Priest card, which has a third eye on it, and we have an eye here. All of this is really reminding me of just like a spiritual awakening. Some of you could have felt like you were in the void stage of a spiritual awakening, or just feeling like you're in a desert. Like some of you were in a environment that caused you to have to shut off in some way. And it could have been an environment from when you were a kid, but also it was like a current situation that was causing you to dim your light in some way, or it almost was like you had to get disconnected to reconnect again in a bigger way. I'm seeing it as like a break, but I'm also seeing it as you've been through maybe a very draining situation, a very challenging situation where you felt disconnected from things in general, like disconnected from the earth, disconnected from the trees, disconnected from yourself even in some way. And this disconnection I'm hearing was meant to, I don't really see it as a break. I see it as like a disconnection so that when you became connected again, you understood like what it feels like to be disconnected and what it feels like to be connected. And what situations cause you to be disconnected from yourself or from your spirituality. But I do get this is like yourself too. Disconnected from yourself, and then what it feels like to be connected to yourself. And what situations cause that to happen. Like, this is really reminding me of like So when we're in a trauma response, or when we have a lot of stress going on, or we have a lot of loud thinking, that does disconnect us from the higher realms, from imagination, from expansiveness, from spirituality. And I get that you may have had a situation that caused you to be either really stressed out, feel really afraid, feel really like just too much was going on. I feel like just this overwhelm of like stuff. I see all this stuff going on, like in your head, but like externally. So there could have been a lot of external situations that caused you to kind of like move up into your, remind me of like an air sign. Like you're thinking, you may have been overthinking, analyzing, trying to get connected to your logic, just kind of getting disconnected from your heart space. So if this is your first awakening, this would feel like, if this is your first awakening, you would have had gone through this most of your life, right? Because this is kind of what happens, right? You forget and you go through this most of your life, and then you remember. But it's usually through some situation that causes you to kind of open up and be inspired. But I am getting like, some of you, this is a second or third awakening, and you kind of had to go back into, you know, not back into, but you got thrust back into, in some situation, thrust you back into being disconnected in some way. And this was about learning about what that was, why it happened, and then like connecting, coming back to connection, okay? And like what that feels like. Some of you had a death happen in your family, a loss in some way. Some of you could have going through a breakup, something like that. It doesn't have to be that exactly, but I am getting, for some of you, I was feeling an ancestor come in. Someone that has died either long ago or recently that is helping you on this path. That's what I was getting with this encouragement card. And then also even the wishing well. This ancestor is like bringing in so many good things for you. I feel like this ancestor is watching over you. This is like, I feel like someone needed confirmation of this. Like, you need a confirmation that like this is happening. Some of you, I get it's a brother. Some of you, I get that it's a parent of some type. Doesn't have to be those two, but I am getting those strongly. I was hitting grandparent too, but it just, there's somebody watching out for you, for sure. You have spirit guides, but this is an ancestor that passed in some way during your life. You most likely during your life, for sure. They're watching out for you, and they are helping you walk this path. This may be a very uncomfortable path for some of you. Some of you are not, it's like, okay. Some of you haven't been open to this type of stuff, maybe because of religious upbringing or just you're very logical in some way, some of you. And so I feel like this has been a very big thing for you to come to, like to getting to this point of like being open to even spirituality. That's not for all of you, but it is for some of you. A lot of you are feeling, not a lot of you, you guys are feeling inspired in some way. It's like, I feel like coming back online in the way that you are feeling a call or a purpose to something. It has a spiritual element to it, and it's about expression and authenticity in some way. What am I saying? I'm seeing it like as like I'm seeing it as you like getting to a final destination in some way. I don't know what that means. That's just kind of what I'm getting. Okay. I'm like, what do I? Okay, hold on. I'm like. Some of you are experiencing a pause right now. I feel like there's something that you guys are getting ready for. I don't know what that is. I feel like it's like a break before a lot of action is taken in some way. You're planning something. There's a plan that you're trying to implement in some way. It could be a job. It could be a relationship. It's just going after something that you want that has a spiritual element to it. That's what I'm seeing. And you're being encouraged from spirit to do this. It just may be very scary. There's something about fear getting in the way here, doubt getting in the way. But again, you have access to these realms, and you've worked really hard to gain access to these realms. And you are feeling inspired to move in a certain way. And spirit is saying, trust that feeling. Trust that you are being called to something. You really are. You're being called to something really beautiful, and you're on your way. You're on the path. This is such spiritual energy. I can't even tell you. Wow. I got the Five of Swords in reverse. Wow. A lot of you are releasing, geez. Negative self-talk, control. A lot of you are releasing control, specifically control. Avoidance, deception, but like deception in a way that like you're not accepting deception from others. That I feel like is a given for some reason in this pile. That wasn't a given as so much in the other piles. I feel like it's a given. You are not accepting deception outside of you. But I also am getting that there was deception that you were placing on yourself about having to be a certain way, having to act a certain way, having to wear a mask in a certain way to be accepted by people that are not as open-minded. And I get that this was about opening your mind and not caring about what other people think. Like this is really about breaking down what other people think of you and like not caring so much about what other people think of you. And it feels to me like there's a tie. Like the spirituality is a tie into like not caring about what people think about you anymore, or you're not caring about what people think of your spirituality, or that you are feeling inspired in a certain way, or like there's a path you want to go down. You're not letting other people's opinions dictate your moves anymore. And it's a huge thing. Like I'm getting spirit emphasize it so much. Like you are not letting yourself or anyone else get in the way of what you want to achieve anymore. And there is something that you want to achieve, and you're feeling called to it. You're feeling like I can't even tell you. It's like such a desire, like to like, I want to do this. I feel inspired to do this. I feel desired to go in this way. I don't really care what anyone thinks anymore. I'm not going to put limitations on myself anymore. Like that's kind of the energy I'm getting from you. And it's really strong and it's really beautiful. And that is helping you deepen your spirituality more. There was a message coming through earlier of you getting really connected to your spiritual gifts and you getting really connected to this unseen world and maybe ancestors and maybe getting connected also. Like I'm seeing a spirituality. I'm seeing your upper chakras get connected to your lower chakras. And it's reminding me of bringing your spirituality and putting it into the 3D in some way. Like you are implementing a plan of taking what you've learned from the spiritual aspects and the healing that you've done, but mostly spiritual, something really spiritual. You're bringing spirituality down and you are expressing it in some way. That's what I'm getting. You're expressing it in some way. And you had to break down the fears and the doubts and the deception and the avoidance that you may have been experiencing previously to this. And I'm getting it through some type of conditioning that was placed on you when you were a kid or even in adulthood. Like you shouldn't be acting like this. You shouldn't be thinking like that. You're a hocus pocus kind of thing. You're not letting that affect you anymore. We have Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands. Yeah, I'm getting an incoming of, I'm hearing a miracle. I don't know why that's coming through. I'm seeing rainbows now. I was also getting avocados earlier. I don't know why. I just feel like I have to say it. There's incoming, what's this Ace of Wands? It's an incoming, you're having a new beginning in some way. But it's like, I'm seeing this as like inspiration. Like there's incoming inspiration and I feel like it's from your ancestor or from your spirit guides in some way. It's like a spark. I'm seeing a spark light up. There's Two of Pentacles. What are you deciding on? You're making a decision on something, or you're coping and juggling a lot of responsibilities, and you're coping. There's something about coping coming through here. I was gonna say Pentacles. Four of Cups. What is this Four of Cups about? Wow. Wow, I'm seeing it as like, okay, I'm seeing it as a progression. You might have felt before like you were very confused about which decision and which path to take, how to go. There's something, I don't know what it is, but there's something that caused you to feel very indecisive. It could be going after a certain path, leaving a relationship. It could be entering a relationship. It could be entering a job. It could be leaving a job. It just depends. It's going to be different for all of you. But there is something that caused you to feel so indecisive. And for a while, you've moved up. I feel like you're rejecting like this Two of Swords. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to be indecisive anymore. You've gained awareness in a way to get to the Two of Pentacles. Now it's more concrete. I'm seeing it like turn into something more concrete for you to be able to really make a informed decision, because this feels uninformed to me. Like there was something that you were missing. There was some type of information you were missing or something that you had to work through. I'm getting a conditioning again. Some conditioning that you had to work through to get from the Two of Swords to the Two of Pentacles. But I am telling you, I don't know why, but I feel like from getting to the Two of Swords to the Two of Pentacles took you so long. Like and I'm not laughing at you because I feel like this is, it just reminds me of being so human because I've had this happen to me before. So like, I totally get it. When you're feeling this indecisive, you're blindfolded. You're not seeing something clearly, usually because of conditioning or because you're not seeing something or something's not happening in the external world that's making you understand properly. Or it could just be like you're feeling two ways about it in some way. You had to really graduate, and that graduation was hard. Like I'm seeing you graduate to the Two of Pentacles. So now you could be feeling more like, okay, now I feel like I'm more able to make this decision to go in this way. And I do feel like it's coming in quickly. So we go from the Two of Pentacles to the Ace of Wands, which is like feeling inspired. And then you move really quickly. And it's like you're moving quickly because you've released this, the bad thoughts and the doubts and the conditioning. And some of you are still in the middle of it. So if you're feeling like you're still in the Two of Swords, you're going to the Two of Pentacles, okay? And you're on your way. And once you have, because I feel like you got the Two of Pentacles and you're like, okay, now I got to make a decision. You make the decision, you get some type of inspiration, some type of knowing. Like I feel like Spirit's giving it to you. I feel like your ancestor could be giving it to you because it's right on the unseen card. And that talks about your ancestors. So I feel like you're getting divine. I'm hearing divine intervention to help you because you've worked so hard to get to this point. Spirit's like, okay, I'm giving you the rest of the way. Here's your inspiration. And then once you have it, you're like moving so quickly. And it's to a new beginning because I do feel like I'm seeing the Fool, the Hanged Man, and the Three of Pentacles. You had to really collaborate with gaining a new perspective on something. Collaborate with Spirit. Collaborate with your higher self. There's something about your higher self knowing what to do, but your ego was like getting in the way, like telling you like, I don't know, we don't know what to do. Your ego was resisting a lot. And that is so normal and human. And it's great to see like the progression. It really is. It's really great to see. And you have such great energy. This was about some type of relationship for some of you, some type of stability, to create some type of stability for yourself. Or it was a relationship that you were feeling unsure about, that you're gaining more awareness now on. Why is the Queen of Swords in reverse? Hold on. Why is it in reverse? Weird. Okay. Hold on. Why is the Queen of Swords in reverse with the Six of Pentacles? There's some of you have a person around you that was causing you to feel left out in the cold. Okay, this could be a past caregiver I'm getting for some of you. This could also be an ex for some of you. There's somebody that was around you that was in a Queen of Swords in reverse energy. So Queen of Swords in reverse is someone who has no boundaries, someone who can be very manipulative, someone who may seem very logical but is using it in a dark way. What else could Queen of Swords be in reverse? Just very like not able to, oh gosh. I'm seeing fluidity, but in a manipulative way. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Someone that caused you to feel really burdened to take an opportunity. It caused you to feel left out in the cold and have a lot of anxiety is what I'm seeing. Okay, what are you trying to say here? What is this about? Knight of Cups. Something that you were giving energy to. Someone that you gave energy to. I'm hearing it. This caused an awakening within you guys. That's what I'm hearing. Caused an awakening. Planning. Hold on. Okay, where is this going, Spirit Guides? What is this about? Why do you... Oh, okay. Queen of Wands and 10 of Wands. This, whatever this was, caused you to feel super overburdened. Super overwhelmed, super overburdened. This could be what this Two of Swords is about. Okay, I'm trying to see what this is because I'm getting confused now, which may be what happened to you. Okay, what do I need to see? What is the most important thing? Okay, we got 9 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 8 of Swords. Wow, you really got stuck in your head over this person, whoever this was. Okay, for some of you, this Queen of Swords is a past person that you could have been projecting stuff onto a current person with. Some of you, this could be a current person you were dealing with that caused you to feel very stuck in your head, very indecisive on how to move forward, very sad, very like guarded in some way. And you had to graduate from the Two of Swords to the Two of Pentacles to make a decision on what do you want to do with this person? Do you want them to stick around? Do you want to let go of it? Do you want to release it? I'm getting a lot of you had to work through a lot of trauma and a lot of stuff to get through, figuring out how to, I'm getting stuff for some of you, it was a caregiver when you were younger. You had to really work through some conditioning from when you were younger. And maybe you had a mom, let's just say, I'll give you an example, a mom that had no boundaries, right? And you wanted it to be equal give and take, but it wasn't. You were consistently feeling anxiety and left out in the cold. And you were giving energy to it, of course, right? Because you're a kid. But that caused you to feel stuck in your head, overwhelmed, overburdened, tired, drained, right? And this could be a current person. So I'm just trying to figure out, I'm trying to give you all examples for some reason. This could be a past caregiver. This could be a current person. This could be both. This could also be a caregiver or an ex that you are projecting onto a current person that wasn't like this at all. And through this whole process, you figured out that that wasn't them. I'm like getting so many specific situations. It's so weird. But there is an ending that's happening with either this thinking, this person, this way of being, this conditioning. There is an ending happening. You went through something really painful. A lot of you had a current person that was emulating caregiver traits from when you were a kid that was bringing up a lot of pain. Like all of these cards, like, okay, 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, the 10 of Wands, 8 of Swords, the 9 of Wands, dude, the 9 of Swords, like all of these energies are so heavy. Like these are the heaviest cards I would consider in the deck. And 10 of Swords too, like all of them. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many things that you had to work through. There's so much energy that you had to move through. I know it's all messed up. I'm sorry. I think that was kind of like the point. Like this feels very messy and you had to take each thing and kind of break it down. And there is like you're working through all these energies. So if you're still dealing with this is what you're dealing with. And Spirit wants to draw attention to how difficult this is, how much this is. Okay. You're working through childhood trauma for some of you, a current situation for some of you, conditioning. You're working through past pain, current pain, like literally like this is like I'm seeing like a trifecta of like pain and grief. Some of you, this could be someone you lost, right? I feel like I'm getting too much into the details. The details are not as important as much as this. You are working through this. This is bringing you to a spiritual awakening. If you haven't been feeling the spiritual awakening I was saying in the beginning, this is where you're going, okay? This is what's leading, working through all these kinds of energies, that's going to give you, when you work through and heal this kind of all of these, like, oh my God, I can't even, like, this is some foundational stuff you are doing and you're working through it, and that's leading you to a spiritual awakening. And that spiritual awakening is leading you to your purpose. And it's like, I'm seeing a progression of where you're at and where you're going. And you're going through something major. You're going through a huge transformation, a huge transition is what I'm hearing Spirit say. And you're heading towards the sun. I'm hearing specifically the sun. You're going to understand it. This is where this perseverance and faith comes in. Because I feel like some of you are in the thick of this. And you're like, I don't feel like the beginning of the video is fitting me. But that's where perseverance and faith comes in. That's where you're going. It's just trusting in the process. I think you guys are in such a huge process. I really do. Like I wasn't getting that. And now I'm like, oh my God, like that's where this dry desert was coming in. And encouragement from Spirit, like keep going. You're doing the work. That's all that matters. You're doing the work. You will gain inspiration and so much insight and knowledge from this. And some of you are already seeing that, but I am telling you from like a very strong place, Spirit wants to very much emphasize you are moving into a huge awakening. Like you're in an awakening, but like some of you are in the middle and you're like not seeing you're not getting the like hope and the like, what's it called? Inspiration part yet, but that's coming in for you. It really is. Spirit's just saying, keep the faith. You're almost there. You're so close. Like you really are, Pile 3. You're doing such a good job. Don't get down on yourself. If you're dealing with so many like energies that are painful right now, like you really are. Like some type of situation's happening that's causing you to feel so much of this. And it's causing a spiritual awakening, but it's not easy. It's hard won. Like I'm seeing it's so hard won. But you are releasing it. Okay. The advice, we've got certainty, which I love this because this is like the certainty of as long as you persevere, as long as you don't give up on yourself, as long as you keep fighting, you're going to make it. A new sprout, you're planting new seeds, and we have infinite selknam. I don't know what this means, but I'm like looking at it and it looks like, see how like, okay, so I feel like all of these energies are very painful. I'm seeing them all around this, and you're like connecting them with this triangle, and you're like having to be very versatile in how you deal with this, and you've had to be very flexible and move with each thing that you keep getting hit with. And I feel like you've gotten hit from all sides, okay? I feel like your career could be affected by this, your love could be affected by this, your relationships, you're changing on a cellular level. That's what I'm hearing Spirit say. You're changing on a cellular level. And it's so massive that but it's because you're working through so much pain. Like I really am just like feeling it so strongly. You're working through so much pain, and you are bringing it and putting it all together, and it's going to consolidate, and you're going to feel more connected once you move out of it, and you're moving out of it. So keep going, pile 3. I'm so proud of you guys. Okay guys, I think that's all I have for you, and I'll see you guys next time.